Hello everyone and welcome to our today's masterclass on self-care amidst chaos. So we are thrilled to have you here as we explore practical strategies to prioritize self-care even in the busiest of times. And today we will delve into nourishing our bodies, finding peace in nature, managing digital overload, building meaningful connections, and prioritizing rest and sleep. So let's get started. Self-care is the practice of taking actions to preserve or improve one's own health. And it's about being kind to ourselves and recognizing the importance of maintaining both mental and also physical health. And so in today's fast-paced world, chaos and stress can easily overwhelm us, impacting our well-being. And that's why self-care is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. And our journey today will equip you with some tools and ideas, to navigate life's chaos with grace and resilience. So let's start with the importance of a balanced diet. So in our fast-paced life, it's easy to overlook nutrition, but maintaining a balanced diet is crucial for both our physical and mental health. So just think of your body as a car. Just like a car needs the right fuel to run efficiently, our bodies require a variety of nutritions to function at their best. And a balanced diet is the foundation of good health. It fuels our energy, supports bodily function, and enhances mental clarity. And when we feed our bodies the right nutrition, we provide the essential building blocks for growth, repair, and maintenance. And this means including a variety of foods, in our diet, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. And each of these food groups plays a unique role in supporting our health. And fruit and vegetables are rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which help really protect our body from disease. And whole grains provide fiber, which aids digestion and keeps us feeling full and satisfied. And lean proteins are essential for muscle repair and growth, while healthy fats support brain function and hormone production.
So as we all know, every single one of us, when we're busy, it's so much more tempting to just reach for some convenient processed foods, right? But as we also know, those often just lack the nutrition our bodies need, and they really leave us kind of feeling, sluggish, fatigued. They give us a high and then we crash. They're just not sustaining us the way that we need them to. And when we prioritize a balanced diet, we essentially ensure that our bodies have the energy and the nutrients necessary to, go through our daily life with more energy. And so a few tips of what you can do to maintain a balanced diet are, start by planning your meals and snacks ahead of time, which, it allows you to make more informed and more thoughtful decisions. And it really ensures that you have, nutritious options readily available and at hand, right? So you can incorporate a rainbow of colors on your plate where each color is a different variety of nutrients, right? And when you remember that a balanced diet is not just about restricting, it's about variety and moderation. It's really so important that we nourish our bodies with the right foods to support our health and well-being. And, something else that can be really helpful is to be aware of the seasonal foods that move throughout the whole year cycle. So, for example, summer, we're kind of at the end of summer, but still, summer is, for example, a perfect time to eat fruits like the berries and the melons and the peaches, right? Everything that's growing right now, or the vegetables like cucumbers and the leafy greens. And those are additionally also very hydrating and can really easily be added to meals. And those foods will fuel you and just keep you more energized and hydrated, which is what we want. And so something that you can do is if you're watching the replay, pause and just reflect on your diet. What small changes can you make to include more seasonal and nutritious foods? What is it that you can do to kind of shift yourself to where you can eat in a better manner and still have it available to you fast when you need it, right? And so something that we did in our house is that we we have a magnet writing board on our fridge where we plan out our meals. So mainly our dinners because breakfast tends to be kind of the same few different things, and lunch, everybody just kind of fends for themselves. But dinner is what we plan for every single meal for the week, and then I make a grocery list out of it. And that's what I buy. And it really helps you not to be tempted to go and put all kinds of random stuff in your cart that you don't necessarily need or will go to waste or is just not good for you.
Yeah, and I think that's a really great idea to do that. And I also would want to put here a small disclaimer. We are not nutritionists and are experts in this field. So just do your research and use common sense here, okay? And now let's talk about mindful escapes, finding peace in nature. So it is easy to become overwhelmed by stress and chaos in the world we live right now. But however, nature offers us a sanctuary, a place where we can disconnect from stressors and find inner peace. And nature has a profound ability to heal. Studies have shown that spending time in nature can significantly reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and boost our mood. And imagine the feeling of walking through a lush forest, the sound of birds chirping, the rustle of leaves underfoot, and the gentle breeze on your face. How that does it feel? Just thinking about it, I feel already a little bit relaxed. And these sensory experiences connect us to the present moment, allowing us to let go of worries and embrace tranquility. So whether it's a simple walk in the park during your lunch break or a weekend hike in the mountains, connecting with nature provides a much needed escape from the demands of daily life. And it's an opportunity to recharge, reflect, and reunite. So now let's talk about practical ways to incorporate nature into your routine. I just mentioned a few already. So you don't need to plan an elaborate trip to experience the benefits of nature. Start by visiting local parks or nature preserves. These green spaces are often accessible and provide a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of city life. And for those who live near the coast, consider taking beach trips. The sound of waves crashing and the feeling of sand between your toes can be incredibly soothing. And if you enjoy gardening, create your own green oasis at home. Tending to plants and watching them grow can bring a sense of accomplishment and calm. And urban dwellers, don't worry. Explore botanical gardens or rooftop gardens in your city. These spaces offer a slice of nature amidst the concrete jungle. And you can also bring nature indoors by creating a small green space with potted plants or a mini herb garden. So incorporating nature into your life doesn't have to be complicated. It's about finding moments to pause, breathe, and appreciate the beauty around you. And as you make time for these mindful escapes, you will notice a positive shift in your mental and emotional well-being. And now take a moment, and if you watch the replay, maybe you just pause the video. Take a moment to reflect on your favorite nature spots or experiences. How do they make you feel? How can you incorporate more of these experiences into your routine? And remember, nature is always there, waiting to offer its healing embrace.
So the next topic that we want to address is the digital detox. And I know you've heard this term plenty of times and you're probably tired of hearing it. But the problem with it is that you hear it, it goes in one ear, comes out the other, nothing gets changed. So please take a listen and please try to incorporate some digital detox practices, right? Because, excuse me, in our modern world that we live in, technology is crucial. It keeps us connected, it keeps us informed, we need it for work, and so on. But it does bring its unique set of challenges too, because it also contributes to our stress and anxiety. And technology really is that double-edged sword, right? On one hand, it offers that incredible convenience and opportunities for connection. On the other hand, the constant, just like that barrage of notifications, emails, social media updates, the pinging of the phone can really be overwhelming and lead to that digital fatigue. So imagine, for example, that you're lying in bed and you have, and I don't know what your constellation, looks like, but for me, I'm picturing like my husband, my son, my parents, and my husband's mom, for example. They all are standing suddenly around my bed and all shouting different requests at me, right? It's the same thing. How overwhelmed would you feel? And we do that all the time. Instead of physical people, we're starting our day with just a flood of notifications, right? They all demand our attention. They all want a response. They all say something different. And it doesn't stop because throughout the day, the phone keeps buzzing with alerts, your computer pings with new emails. And then by the evening, like no wonder our mind is racing, right? And you might have a really hard time finding it really difficult to unwind. This constant connectivity in that case is leaving us really drained. And really just recognizing, the signs of digital overload is kind of that first step of then starting to reclaim, your time. Because a lot of times we don't even notice it, but the symptoms again could be difficulty concentrating, increased stress levels, and a sense of just being constantly turned on, right? And it's important to acknowledge that these feelings and um, the emotions are present and that you then take proactive steps to address them, right? And the way that you could, for example, detox, and remember, detox doesn't mean to eliminate all technology from your life. It just means that we need to create a better, healthier relationship with it. And so, for example, consider having technology-free meals, right? Where you really just focus on enjoying your food and engaging with the people around you. Or before bed, put your phone or your devices away and allow your mind to wind down and prepare for restful sleep, like an hour before you actually go to sleep, right? Or you could designate areas in your home where technology is not allowed. For example, if you have kids, that kids' bedroom, no technology allowed, right? For yourself as well as the parent, as well for the kid until they, get older and they have to have a computer for schoolwork or whatnot. But there's parameters you can set too. And it could also be your dining room. It could be your own bedroom. It could be just a cozy corner if you have a book corner in your house or apartment where you just literally turn it into a sanctuary where you recharge and you're present, right? And something that can also really help that we often don't think about is just rediscovering activities that don't involve screens. So, again, reading a book, going for a walk without your phone, practicing, yoga or engaging in some kind of creative hobby can really be a refreshing break. And those activities can really help you focus on that present moment and also reduce the digital stress that you might be experiencing.
Yeah. And I just would say be intentional about your technology use. And what could be really helpful is before reaching for your phone or computer, ask yourself, is it really necessary? Consider turning off non-essential notifications and setting specific times to check emails and social media. I check my emails in the morning and the evening and turned off the notification. So it's nothing so important that I read 24/7 my email. So regularly assess your digital habits and make adjustments as needed, and reflect on how your technology use affects your well-being, and make conscious choices to prioritize activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. So reclaiming your time through a digital detox is about finding balance and creating boundaries that support your mental and emotional health. And by taking these steps, you can reduce digital stress and focus on what truly matters. And here again, take a moment to reflect. Reflect on your current digital habits. And if you watch the replay, just feel free to pause the video and take as much time as you need for it. What changes can you make to create a healthier relationship with technology? Remember, small adjustments can lead to significant improvements in your overall well-being. So now let's change our topic. The next one we want to talk about is building connection, social self-care. So in today's world where digital communication often takes precedence, it's essential to remember the profound impact that social connections have on our mental health and overall well-being. So let us explore how building meaningful relationship is vital form of self-care that enriches our lives and provides the support we need to thrive. So social connections are not just a luxury, it's a necessity for our mental and emotional health. They provide us with a sense of belonging and community, which is crucial for reducing stress and enhancing our overall well-being. And when we have strong social ties, we are more resilient in the face of our life challenges. So consider the comfort of a heartfelt conversation with a close friend, or the joy of spending time with loved ones. These interactions help us feel supported, understood, and valued. And they remind us that we are not alone in our journey and that we have people who care about us. And studies have shown, that individuals with strong social connections experience lower levels of anxiety and depression. They also have higher self-esteem and are more empathetic towards others. So in essence, social connections are a vital component of self-care, contributing to a happier, more fulfilling life. So now let's explore practical strategies for building and nurturing social connection, because I know it's easier said than done. And whether you're looking to strengthen existing relationships or create new ones, these approaches can help you cultivate meaningful interactions that uplift and support you.
And so, a few things that you can do. The first one being, to nurture your existing relationships, because it's really easy to take our close relationships for granted, right? For example, your partner or your kids or your parents, but they really do require attention and care. So scheduling regular catch up with your friends or your family, on a coffee date, a phone call, a video chat, that consistent communication really helps maintain strong bonds and ensures that your loved one knows that they're valuable to you. And something else you can do is to join, you know, community activities or some kind of social club. So, if you join one of those clubs or you do a community activity, the odds are very high that you meet people who share similar interests. And then it increases your chances of making new friends. So it might be a book club if you're an avid reader, some kind of sports team if you, I don't know, play basketball, right? Or a volunteer group that volunteers for something that matters to you. Those settings really provide those opportunities to connect with like-minded individuals, and it helps you really expand, your social circle. And then, and that's something that I think we've gotten very good at because of the last few years, but embracing virtual meetups. You know, they are a convenient way to connect with others, especially when the in-person gatherings are just not possible, right? You could, for example, host a virtual game night or join an online interest group or participate in some kind of webinar or workshops like this one. And those interactions can really be meaningful and be a great way to interact with people that are like-minded as well. And then something that's really important to keep in mind is focus on quality interactions, right? When it comes to those social connections, quality truly does matter more than the quantity of people in your life. Prioritize the interactions that really are just, they're uplifting for you. They feel genuine. You surround yourself essentially with people who support and encourage you. And you are able to reciprocate, being that positive influence in their lives as well, which also kind of leads us to them being more open and authentic. Now, it's not always possible to be authentic. It's just not. It's unrealistic to expect from ourselves that we're going to be authentic in every single situation all the time. But building meaningful connections does require vulnerability. And when you show that vulnerability, you're automatically more your authentic self. And so just be open to sharing your thoughts and your feelings and encourage others, to do the same with you. And when you foster, those relationships, that trust and that encouragement comes in more, and the relationship automatically becomes deeper. It's just building those social connections is a really integral part of our self-care, right? It's important for us because we are social animals in a way. That's just how we've progressed through the hundreds of years that we've been around. And so if you can, go ahead and pause the video if you're watching the replay, or if not, afterwards, just take time to kind of reflect on your social connections. How can you strengthen your existing bonds and how can you create new ones?
Yeah, and now let's talk about the power of rest, prioritizing, sleep and relaxation. In our fast-paced world, rest often takes a backseat to our daily responsibilities and commitments. And however, sleep and relaxation are so essential components of self-care, vital for maintaining our physical and mental health. And let us explore the importance of prioritizing quality sleep and incorporating relaxation techniques into our routines to enhance our overall well-being. So sleep is not just a time for our body to rest. It's a crucial period for restoration and rejuvenation. And during sleep, our bodies repair tissue, strengthen immune system, and consolidate memories. So quality sleep enhances our mood, sharpens cognitive function, and boosts our overall resilience. So just consider how you feel after a night of restful sleep compared to a night of tossing and turning. So when we well rested, we are more focused, patient, and capable of handling stress. And conversely, sleep deprivation can lead to irritability, impaired judgment, and a weakened immune system. So by prioritizing quality sleep, we can really get better physical and mental health. And it's important to establish really a consistent sleep schedule, aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. It's different for every person. And create a sleep-friendly environment by keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, and limit exposures to screen before bedtime. So for us, for example, we even don't have a TV in the bedroom.
Yeah, same. We don't either. And so, in addition to prioritizing sleep, something that you can also do and is highly encouraged is just incorporating relaxation techniques into your daily life, because that way you can manage stress and promote your overall well-being much better. Okay, so of course, meditation is a great one where it involves focusing your mind. You're eliminating distractions to achieve a state of just calm and clarity. And honestly, just a few minutes a day can reduce stress and enhance your self-awareness and improve emotional health. And something else that is so underrated is deep breathing exercises. Okay, we are already breathing, so why not use your breath and help your body relax and initiate and activate the relaxation response by taking slow and deep breaths? They reduce stress and help you feel more calm. And just doing it a few minutes a day can really help, especially in moments of tension. So just try to remember your breath. It can do a lot for you. Mhm. Then, of course, yoga can be great because it really combines everything. It combines physical postures, breathing exercises, and meditation. And it promotes, of course, relaxation and flexibility, right? So it's a great thing to utilize to help you feel better overall. And then something, again, I know we touched on it already, but establishing a calming bedtime routine. Just like we have bedtime routines to wind down children when they're young, your body technically needs it the rest of your life. You want to set signals to your body that it's time to wind down. So consider reading a book, listening to music, taking a warm bath, turning down the lights already an hour before you go to bed, where they're dimmed, where it's darker in the house. And those practices really will help transition your mind and body into a restful state. So just take a moment and think about your current sleep and your current relaxation habits. Are you doing anything at all? Or are you going full throttle and then drop into bed hoping you fall asleep right away? Right? What changes can you make to improve your sleep and your relaxation habits? What's something that you can shift? Okay. And just remember that self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity. We all need it, right? When we nourish our body, when we find peace in nature, when we manage digital overload, when we build good connections, and when we prioritize rest, we can navigate our daily life with a lot more grace and we're much more resilient. So we really want to encourage you to choose at least one of these self-care activities from today's masterclass and just commit to implementing it immediately. Okay. And just let us know in the comments below what you decided on trying out and implementing. And thank you for joining us. And we hope that you find more balance and fulfillment in your life. And if you want to learn more about our work, just go to www.healempowerlove.com and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.